Hello students. Now we'll get started with the fourth chapter of your cost accounting, that is overhead cost control. There are two types of expenses that is incurred in an ongoing basis. One is direct expenses and indirect expenses. I have already explained you the different types of cost in your first chapter under introduction of cost accounting. So in that particular expenses, we have indirect expenses. So the indirect expenses cannot be identified through one particular cost center. For example, for production of this particular marker, you have so many factors involved in this. So you can't identify certain factors. For example, the service rendered by the marketing department cannot be identified directly, or it cannot be attributable directly to this particular product. So therefore, they are called as indirect expenses. So whatever the indirect expenses that we are going to incur under overhead cost control are dealt under different methodology. So basically, under fourth chapter, we are going to deal with overhead cost control. So overhead can also be written as OH, right? So overhead cost control has got different steps in it. So I repeat, all the indirect expenses which do not have the cost center, or rather which cannot be directly attributable, are called as overheads. So whatever the techniques and tools that we enhance and that we are going to incorporate, that is called as overhead cost control. So under this, first step is to classify the overheads. So classification of overheads, that means classification of expenses. If you remember the chronology of a cost sheet, first and foremost we would be having prime cost, followed by factory cost, followed by cost of production, then cost of goods sold, cost of sales, isn't it? So in the same order we have different expenses that we are going to incur. So basically the classification can be done on the basis of function. So on the basis of function means, for example, a factory is going to have only the production and production related activities. Similarly, administration and office will have only administration and related works. So in the same way, when we are going to bifurcate the expenses based on the functionality, then we classify it on the basis of function. So under that we have direct expenses. If you remember, all the prime cost items are direct expenses, that is direct material, direct labor and direct expenses. All these can have cost centers and it is directly attributable to the product. Then we have indirect expenses. So indirect expenses cannot be identified again. For example, salary paid to an office clerk is an indirect expense, right? So again, it can also be bifurcated on the basis of administration overhead. So direct expenses, administration expenses, selling expenses. So we can identify it as a function. So basically all the expenses which can be identified on the basis of functionality that they are going to perform is called as a cost or overhead on the basis of function, right? Next we have overheads or expenses on the basis of behavior. So I have already explained you behavior. Under behavior we have fixed expenses, variable expenses and semi-variable expenses. Fixed is where the total cost is going to be same. Variable is where cost per unit is going to be same. Semi-variable would be fixed to certain extent and later on it becomes a variable cost. So basically under fixed cost, the total cost is going to be fixed. Under variable cost, the unit, that is per unit cost, is going to be fixed. Please remember this. This is very, very important from examination point of view. Fixed cost is a cost where the total cost is going to be constant and per unit is going to be varied. Variable cost is where per unit is going to be constant, whereas total expenses is going to be variable, right? And semi-variable is a combination of fixed as well as variable cost. Then on the basis of element, we have direct materials. On the basis of elements, we would be having indirect materials, indirect expenses, and indirect labor. Indirect material, indirect expenses, and indirect labor. So all the indirect materials that is going to be used in a product production is nothing but indirect materials. For example, to produce this particular marker, the ink that we are going to use is going to be a direct material, but the cover that we are using here is going to be indirect material, isn't it? But we do incur expenses for indirect material as well, and we do rely on indirect material for the final product. So therefore, indirect materials are the one which is not going to be the core product, but it is going to enhance the core product. In the same way, we have indirect labor. So direct labor is the one who's going to work for the production process and who's going to directly contribute to the product or product development. But indirect labor is nothing but all the administrative staff, or it can also be sales staff, or it can also be marketing staff who are going to indirectly contribute in that particular product. Then we have indirect expenses. That's what we are going to deal under this particular chapter. So overhead is all the indirect expenses, right? So classification of cost. After classification, then we are going to have collection of costs, right? So collection of cost. For example, if we have certain materials that is being purchased, we are going to collect it under material requisition. Suppose if we have made any wage payment, then it has to be recorded under wage transaction. Suppose if there are any other expenses in this procedure of purchase and sales, we are going to write it under cash memo. So basically under collection of overheads, the head under which we are going to collect a particular expense is what we are going to deal with it. And after collection, we are going to allocate the overheads. Allocation of overheads. So how do we allocate the overhead? On what basis are we going to allocate the overhead? For example, labor has to be allocated as per the number of hours that particular labor is going to spend in particular outlet, factory outlet. And similarly, if we have any sort of lighting or any other expenses, that are all factory expenses. So it has to be allocated based on the factory overheads. And similarly, next we have apportionment. So apportionment is where we are going to allocate the overheads based on the ratios. So there are certain common expenses where we have to allocate for different departments. For example, floor space. Floor space is used by the HR department. Floor space is used by marketing department. The same floor space is used by the factory department. But every department has to be allocated with the expense. You can't just, put it on the factory, or you can't just put it on the finance department just because they are dealing with the money. So it is unfair on the organization. So the organization has to calculate and equally distribute, or it has to proportionally distribute the expenses for every department. So that is called as apportionment of expenses. Next we have reapportionment. So reapportionment is where whatever the service departments that is going to render the service. For example, it can be purchase department. Purchase department is not going to produce. Production department is going to produce. So whatever the purchase department is going to render its a service, it can be calculated as an expense and it can be allocated to the production department. So the service department's expenses are again reapportioned to the production department. So that is called as reapportionment. So after reapportionment, then you are going to have absorption. So under absorption, we are going to absorb the service department expenses to the production department expenses. So we are going to consolidate. So these are the 6 steps involved in overhead cost control: classification of overhead, collection of overhead, allocation of overhead, apportionment of overheads, reapportionment of overheads, and absorption of overheads. So under apportionment, we are going to have primary distribution summary. Under apportionment of overhead, we will be dealing with primary distribution summary. Under reapportionment of overhead, we are going to deal with secondary distribution summary. We distribute. What is apportionment? We are going to distribute the common expense to different departments on the proportional basis. That is the reason it is called as apportionment. So a portion of expenses are going to be distributed to various departments. So apportionment will be done under primary distribution. Reapportionment will be done under secondary distribution. So under secondary distribution, we will be dealing with 3 different methodologies. So first method would be simultaneous equation method. Then we would be having repeated distribution method, and next we would be having trial and error method. So I repeat, under secondary distribution, we would be dealing with 3 different methods of apportionment. One is simultaneous equation method, repeated distribution method, trial and error method. So all these methods can be expected for your section C, and primary distribution can be expected for both section B as well as section C. Under absorption, we are going to deal with machine hour rate calculations. So this is going to be again a section B question as well as section C. If we have a simple problem, it would be section B. If we have a combination of secondary distribution and machine hour calculation, it can be expected for section C. So this is the gist of your overhead cost control. So this is the theory part of overhead cost control. So 6 major steps, and under these 6 steps, we are majorly concentrating on apportionment. Under apportionment, primary distribution summary. Under reapportionment, secondary distribution summary. Again, under secondary distribution, simultaneous equation method, repeated distribution method, and trial and error method. Then after that, under absorption, machine hour rate calculation. So with this, we have concluded the introductory part of overhead cost control. In my next video, I am going to explain you the problems of overhead cost control. Thank you.